I'm a progressive conservative, and I'm very proud of it. And I wanted to thank Jamie and Scott and Sydney Gallant. There's an up-and-coming politician. You know, and it's pretty clear when I look around the room and just feel the excitement here today that people want change, right? I believe that people do want to get back to basics. You know, a leader with integrity that is going to focus on your priorities, improving our infrastructure, our roads, right? Improving our schools, making our health care better, making sure everyone has a doctor. Those are the important things. A leader that truly puts the best interests of islanders first when governing our province. So when I'm out across our beautiful island talking to people, it's clear to me that we're an island full of problem solvers. And talking out about our problems is not enough for islanders. Islanders are constantly suggesting ways that we can solve our issues. Some solutions are simple, and some are complex. But everyone wants to see progress. And here are some examples. So, why is there no plan to provide reliable high-speed internet service throughout PEI that's so critical in today's world? Why is over $30 million being spent on a new Cornwall bypass instead of using the money to resurface, up to 1,000 kilometers of existing roads? Right? Why do government tenders continue to specify a preference for food from off-island multinational companies instead of local producers? Why does government employ dozens of teachers to manage and conduct provincial assessments instead of putting them back in the classroom and relying on the assessments of teachers that work with the students every day? Government pays over $5,000 a month to keep a person in a long-term care facility. So why not give the option for them to get a large portion of that amount and stay with loved ones in their home community? And lastly, and James Aylward has been a key person on this file, why hasn't government put critical mental health services in place, like a mobile mental health crisis to help with this? Islanders see that the solutions are there. And really, these are just a handful of examples. There's all kinds of solutions that need to be implemented. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but why is action not being taken? That's the question I have. Some people will argue costs. They'll say the province doesn't have the money to do it. But most of the solutions I just referred to will not only save the government money or have no additional costs and help grow our economy, but are critical to saving lives. And that's important. So I think it's because there's a lack of political will, a serious lack of leadership, and really a culture of not rocking the boat that starts at the top and trickles down. Government leadership's way has become to promise as much as they can get away with and do as little as possible to avoid criticism. And while I say the status quo is not good enough, yes, that's right. We have some of the best minds in our province employed as civil servants. We really do. With leadership that understands the priorities of islanders, employs progressive thinking, and empowers frontline workers to make change, we do not have to accept the status quo.
Status quo's gotta go.
Status quo's gotta go. So I want to tell you a story that was passed on to me from my father. And I told the story in 2011 at my nomination as well, but I think it's important. So two frogs fell in a pail of fresh milk. There's probably some dairy farmers here, that big, thick layer of cream. Anyways, one frog panicked and frantically tried to climb up the sides of the pail, and soon drowned. Now the other frog swam slowly for hours, and a pat of butter started to form. And he kept going until it was big enough he could climb up on it and jump right out of the pail. Well, like the frog that survived, I want to get back to basics. Hard work, determination, and common sense. And now, I joined the Progressive Conservative Party back as a teenager in the late 1980s because I believe in the core BC values. Getting back to basics means reminding ourselves what these core values are. And there's 9 of them in the PC Constitution: democracy, accountability, responsibility, compassion, respect, entrepreneurship, self-reliance, stewardship, and patriotism. These PC values are my values. And I believe they are the values of most islanders. And if we make decisions using them as the lens, we will serve islanders very well. So, really the best part about being a PC means taking the best of the past and bringing new, innovative ideas to the table. For example, the idea of a universal basic income is perfectly in line with PC values and our PC mission. So here's the PC mission statement straight from our party constitution. Our mission as progressive conservatives is to form a fiscally responsible, socially progressive government that promotes individual achievement and personal responsibility, is accountable to its citizens, listens to people, and embraces innovation while preserving the best of our unique heritage and diverse cultures and learning from the past. Right? This is why, okay, that's right, that is a great mission statement. That's why we're progressive conservatives. This is why I pushed for microloans for 1- and 2-person home-based micro businesses. And the government listened to me and implemented this program. This is why I want tax credits for self-employed micro-business entrepreneurs who export their products and services off island. Our PC values and mission is why I advocate for locally produced clean renewable power through solar, wind, and hydro. That can be used to replace the over $465 million we import every year in energy. That's 36% of our trade deficit. And then there's the core PC value of stewardship. That's leaving our environment as good as or better than we found it. This is why I push so hard for watershed groups to get more funding. After all, it's agreed that watershed groups get a return of 10 times the money that they receive. So, what can I say? I'm really excited to be a Tory. Is there anyone else excited to be a Tory? If you're not excited, you should be. Now, aujourd'hui, je cherche la position de chef du Parti progressiste conservateur. This is why I officially announce to you today that I am seeking the position of leader of the Progressive Conservative Party at Prince Edward. I really do thank you so much for your support. It's people like you that make this island a great place. And I look forward to the next 5 months or so as I travel across this great province, getting back to basics, grassroots conversations, meeting with and truly listening to all islanders. Thanks again very much.